Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome to a game called Trials of Fire. Trials of Fire is a tactical deck-building roguelite RPG set in a post-apocalyptic fantasy universe. It's kind of hard to imagine, isn't it? Well, we're going to take a look at it today. I put about an hour into the game so far to familiarize myself with the controls and the settings and whatnot. And we're going to start off and we're going to look at the combat tutorial, which is what I would highly recommend you do if you're picking up this game. It's going to explain all the basics that you need to know to start understanding the intricacies of combat and the way the game plays out. So we'll jump into the combat tutorial and then we'll go right into a new adventure. Over the course of your journey across Ash, you will encounter monsters and hostile denizens of the land. Combat is turn-based and requires the tactical use of your party's skill cards to defeat the enemy. Each hero brings a unique deck of cards to combat, representing their training, innate abilities, and equipment. To win a battle, you have to defeat all enemies on the map by reducing their health to 0. Here, your hunter and warrior heroes are facing off against a pair of injured, charred warriors. Everything your heroes can do in battle is driven by the skill cards they have in hand. Skill cards serve as your available actions and also the resource you will need to pay for those actions. Each member of your party has their own hand of cards, highlighted on the screen. The color of the top of a hero's card matches the color of the hero's counter on the battle map. So we have green for our hunter, blue for our warrior. Your skill cards are very versatile, as we will see, but we will start by trying out some of the basic skill card actions. You now have 4 cards in hand, each one with the following basic actions: move, melee attack, ranged attack, and defend. Hover over each card in turn for a detailed description of how the action works, and then click and drag from the card to an appropriate target. The block card does not require a target, so simply drag it anywhere on the battlefield. Let's see. And so if we take our swipe card, we will just target the enemy we want to attack. It's going to tell us ahead of time how much damage that's going to do. And right now we're not limited by any kind of resource. They'll get to explaining the resource in a minute, so we'll just take our free shots. Don't worry if you didn't get everything straight away. You can hover over a card at any time and bring up the description of all of its in-game effects. When you feel that you have done everything you can or want to do, click the end turn hourglass to finish your turn. Doing this will allow the enemies to take a turn and fight back against your heroes. After you click end turn, each of your heroes will draw 3 new cards from their personal deck, so you have a fresh set of cards ready for your next turn. Now that you have picked up the basics of playing skill cards, let's learn about willpower. Most skill cards require willpower to play. The willpower cost is displayed in the top right of the card. The number in the center of the recycle shrine indicates the amount of willpower available to use. You should be able to finish off one of the charred warriors with your power shot card. This card will cost 2 willpower, so first you will need to generate 2 points of willpower. Any skill card can be recycled to generate a single point of willpower. So try recycling 1 card from your hunter's hand and 1 from your warrior's to generate the required amount. So let's see, let's recycle the duplicate. So we're going to right click to recycle the card. That's going to give us a willpower, which is the resource we need to play cards. And now we can use our power shot, which has a cost of 2. In addition to generating willpower, any hero can recycle a card to move 2 spaces on the board. To assist your warrior, you can move your hunter up to engage the remaining charred warrior. Try this by recycling the remaining swipe card in your hunter's hand. So we've recycled. We can now grab our character. We can move him up to 2 spaces. Now that your hunter is in place, he will be able to assist in attacking the charred warrior. Use your remaining swipe card to attack the enemy. We need willpower, so let's sacrifice our block, recycle that, and swipe. Hopefully you notice that your hunter joined in with a combo strike for extra damage to finish off the charge. Positioning your heroes properly to take advantage of terrain and combo strikes while limiting your opponent's opportunities to gang up on your heroes is just as important as the cards you choose to play each round. Power cards are a different type of skill card. Rather than having an immediate effect, power cards give your heroes ongoing bonuses. As before, hover over the Adrenaline card and read its tooltip. Every time you play a card that deals melee damage, gain 1 willpower. Play on any hero to give an ongoing bonus. An active power is discarded after taking more damage than the card's resilience value. Each hero may have up to 4 active powers. So let's recycle to get 2. Well done, you can view the powers active on your heroes or enemy characters by hovering over them. Although powers provide ongoing benefits, each power has its own health or resilience. That is reduced whenever that character takes damage. When the card's resilience is depleted, the power will be discarded. So I believe that the resilience value of the card is this number that's over here. So once we were to take 8 damage, we would no longer have this power on the character. Finally, we come to the third way to use your recycled cards. Hover over the recycle shrine at the top of the battle arena for a reminder of the different recycled card uses. Generate 1 willpower, move the skill card's hero 2 spaces. Unspent recycled cards provide 2 defense to their hero when you end their turn. During the enemy's turn, hopefully you notice 2 things. Your defense prevented you from taking any health damage when attacked. Your enemy has also played a power card. You can hover over the charred warrior to inspect the effect of any active power. So he gains 1 willpower at the start of his turn. Let's go ahead and just, we'll recycle one of our swipes here. Oh, they want us to hit OK first. Let's recycle a swipe. Oh, tutorial complete. Alright. There we go, and so we'll play this. And they've also given us access down here to our 3rd character, so our party is always going to consist of 3 characters per run. Let's move her over this way. Let's move him down here. And then I'm going to sacrifice this to move him a little bit more and hopefully get line of sight on this guy. There we go. We're gonna sacrifice that to move her. And then if we sacrifice Flame Fan and recycle that, we can use Force Missile. There we go. In addition to their skill cards, each hero has a unique talent that you should be aware of. Talents are once per turn abilities that will trigger automatically under certain circumstances. Move over a hero to check their talent and try to make the most of your talents each turn. And so their talents are at the bottom. Lethal, your first attack on a single target each turn deals +2 damage. The first card you play each turn will cost 1 less willpower. And for the warrior, taunt once per turn after you play a card and are adjacent to an enemy, defend 2 on all other heroes. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and recycle some cards here. In most situations, you can undo your last action if you make a mistake or simply want to try something different. You can do this whenever the undo icon is showing. Okay. So I guess we need to do that. There we go. But we actually want to do those actions. So, well, you know what? Maybe we do something a little different. Nah, I think I'm gonna leave him down here. Let's just deal with this one with her. Give her some armor so she stops taking health damage. Let's move our hunter up here so we know we have line of sight. And let's hit this guy with a power shot. And I don't think it matters as far as who gets the killing blows, so let's just have the warrior finish this guy off. Alright, so that was the combat tutorial, and now we're going to jump into a new campaign. So we're going to choose our adventure. We only have access to the starting heroes, so as you can see here we have the warrior, the hunter, the elementalist. You can unlock other heroes by meeting these objectives that are shown here. And since this is a roguelite, you expect that there will be lots of character death and multiple runs. So we're going to start off with the Trial of Fire here. We're on medium difficulty, and here's how this kind of breaks down. You have easy, medium, and hard. Hard is, you know, recommended for those who have played the game or have a lot of experience in the genre, which we do not. Whatever amalgam of genres this is considered, at least. So we're going to stay on medium for now. The settlement of Terralin is dying. You must track down the settlement's leader, Nea, who has ventured into the Glasslands in search of a powerful artifact, but has not been heard from for weeks. And I'm going to read some of this lore, because I feel like this game actually has a really good lore for what it is. So I'm going to read it. Feel free to skip ahead a little bit if that's not your thing. Terralin. Not so long ago, the settlement of Terralin was just a cobbled-together refuge populated primarily by voiders, the name given to the soul-scarred, those born with a scarred soul who have learned to harness their power. Voiders have been born with a predisposition for mysticism, greatly enhancing their natural abilities. This enabled them to become great elementalist warriors, assassins, or hunters. In order to ensure their survival in this fragile world, the voiders began to look to their future, and started to train other soul-scarred with the skills and knowledge they had acquired. Attracted by the protection the voiders offered, a steady trickle of desperate migrants started arriving in Terralin. That trickle became a flood, and the town soon became overcrowded, dirty, and plagued by disease. The settlement was initially lawless, which worked while the town was just occupied by voiders, but eventually someone had to take charge. A vote was held in the Setting Sun Tavern, a rather grand name for a loosely assembled roof and a few barrels of dubious small beer, and a female voider named Nea was chosen by a rigorous popular vote. It made sense. She was the strongest warrior, and perhaps more importantly had the loudest voice, and in this land, those two characteristics counted for much. And then Nea is the aging warrior who has led Terralin's defenders, the voiders, for close to a generation. She has successfully kept the settlement safe from many dangers of the Glasslands, and it has flourished under her protection. The Glassland is the name given to the barren, scorched wasteland that now covers most of the surface of ash. The name comes from the beautiful glass formations that were forged in the scorching heat of the Cataclysm. So yeah, post-apocalyptic fantasy world, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and continue. And so a couple of things are going on here that I'll explain. So we are out on a world map now. We have our quest objective over here, that's our golden icon. As long as we are making steady progress towards that objective, well, we're going to have our morale stay pretty high. We want to keep the party's morale high by making progress towards our next objective. A high morale will grant bonus armor and redraws in combat, as well as increased chance of finding epic gear, so we want to keep this up. We also have stamina, so we need to rest, and we will need resources in order to rest. You can see over here we have food, which we need to recover fatigue and health. We have mystic herbs, which can be used to meditate, to improve a hero's deck, so swapping cards out. or if we've suffered injury, 2 herbs can be used to heal it, and of course we also have our money, our gold, our obsidian coins resource here. So the icons on the map here are points of interest where events can happen. Some of them can be battles, some of them are just interactions we have with other characters in the world. Let's go ahead and check one out. You come across a clump of rocks with some hardened, spiny vines jutting from the ground. A single decomposing ratling can be seen trapped amongst the sharp vines, and a small pack lies nearby. What is a ratling? A primarily subterranean humanoid species that has proliferated since the Cataclysm owing to the fact that they were protected in their network of underground burrows. Ratlings are slightly shorter and leaner than most humans, and they possess superior speed and agility and are able to move with great stealth. Males and females are difficult to distinguish. In their androgynously loose robes, most clothing is an ill-fitted hodgepodge of styles and sizes acquired through scavenging pieces of fabric. While their eyesight is reasonable during daylight hours, it affords them exceptional range and depth perception at night. Since the Cataclysm, ratlings have become the dominant species in Terralyn and established communities above ground in ruined human settlements. Ratling society on the surface of Terralyn has become somewhat anarchic? Probably not the right form of that word. It's an anarchy. And beset by infighting, which has claimed lives, some ratlings have declared fiefdoms in former human townships in the desperate battle for survival since the Cataclysm, and the taking of human slaves has become increasingly common. Alright, so we could try to free the body from the strange vines. 33% chance to injury or health damage, or we can just take the pack and move on. Let's go ahead and try to free the body. Rastin tugs on the vines, and after some initial resistance, one of the thicker tendrils suddenly bursts in a shower of red-hot ashes. He manages to pull away quickly to avoid the burning debris. And so we got forged metal, which is a crafting material. We have a bone shield, which is a piece of equipment that will add armor to a character. And remember, each item also comes with cards that it adds to your deck. This one comes with the Shield Bash card. And then we have a flaming skull, which comes with a few different cards. Spark, Demonic Pact, and Burn from Within. Let's take all of these. We can go into our heroes' inventories and character sheets over here where we can look at their gear. We'll be able to see what cards each piece of gear brings into the deck. And we're going to be able to equip stuff too. So let's go ahead and take this flaming skull and give it to our elementalist. That's going to add these additional cards to the equipment portion of her ability deck. And it's also going to, well, if it had armor on it, which this doesn't, it would boost armor. So no armor here. Let's go over to the warrior, and we're going to give her this shield. It's going to give her shield bash. It's also going to give her another point of armor. And each point of armor provides 1 additional health at the start of battle. So this provides a small buffer before you start taking permanent health damage. High or low morale can give you a bonus or detriment to your armor. And we don't have anything for Rastin yet. Let's click over here to return back to the map. And I'm gonna run down here. Let's go to the camp over here and investigate. We do need to be heading the opposite way, but I want to look around a little bit. Oh, you find a settlement has been taken over by ratlings. Okay, so this is a shop. We don't have a lot of money to spend right now, but this is where we could stock up on food supplies. We could get some equipment here, and we could get some crafting supplies for when we're ready to do that. Right now we have no money, so we are just going to move on, and we're going to start heading in the direction of our objective here. You can see that enemy encounters show up on the map. Let's go ahead and come this way, and we'll get into another battle here. The leader of the group approaches you and demands you hand over a goodwill payment to allow you to continue to your destination. We're going to refuse. Alright, the first thing we want to do is probably move our warrior in. Let's put this on her. Let's get her moved in a little bit. I'm kind of worried about splitting them up. I'm not sure if we should, but let's bring her down here. So now she's got defensive stance, defend 2 after performing a melee attack, and prepare, gain 1 willpower at the start of each turn. Let's do this, and we will end with some bonus armor. He was able to close that distance really quickly. Alright. Let's move him here. And if we do this, we'll have 3 willpower that we can do our wild swing melee attack that deals 3 to 6 damage. And we got our combo strike from having our hunter flanking up here. Oh, range attacks cannot be used if adjacent to an enemy. Let's do this. There we go. We'll give her Demonic Pact. All attacks deal +1 damage and gain 2 willpower at the start of every turn. Take 2 magic damage at the start of your turn. Ooh, so that's kind of like a good and bad thing. We'll see how that plays out. Let's sacrifice this so that we can have our warrior do a swipe and finish this chart off. There we go. And we'll end our turn. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. We can't quite get him in line of sight like that, I don't think. But we can do this. And then we can do this. I don't know if she's going to be able to get into a position to flank at all, unless we move her back, like so. And then we could move her in and do double strike, melee attack 2, then melee attack 2. Nice. That worked out. And it would have built a lot of armor for us had the combat continued. Got some treated leather, common crafting material, a torn satchel, which is a piece of equipment apparently, which allows us to think ahead, shuffle 2 cards from Shiv, a simple shot, and guard into your deck. Got some food and coins. And we might as well go down here and investigate this. Ahead of you is a tall, dark, column-like structure with sharp peaks and troughs that make it look like a colossal flickering fire has been frozen in stone. Taking a few more steps towards it, the air temperature falls rapidly and your breath becomes icy. Explore the column, health damage, decision. Jara took some damage. Jara volunteers for the task and runs straight for the opening. Inside there's a spiral stone staircase heading upward and a wooden ladder leading downward. Head up the staircase. Inside you find an ancient human man who offers to trade you a spellbook in exchange for a vial of soul-scarred blood. Agree to his demands. Give a vial of Jara's blood. Offer him payment instead. I think we're gonna rest after this, so let's go ahead. He takes out a slender blade and expertly flicks a vein open in your left forearm, filling a small vial with blood. Jeez. Ugh. He reaches up to a high shelf on a little ladder and brings down a spellbook. I hope this serves you well in combat, he says, before insisting that he must return to his work. Shape elements. Create a card that deals magic damage from a choice of 3. Shrapnel Blast. Magic attack that deals unblockable damage equal to half the target's defense to all characters. Wow. It's a little complicated. Let's take that. We are tired. We might... let's head up here to this camp. We can use this. Alright, let's go ahead and we can camp here. We don't have any herbs, so we're only going to be able to just do a basic rest, which restored some of our health here. So 7 out of 10, not bad. We are still considered fresh. Let's break camp. And let's keep heading in the direction of our objective. Whoops, we need to keep doing this so that we stay determined. If we tarry about too much, this morale stat will fall. As you explore the destroyed human town under the burning sun, the many shadows surrounding you suddenly move with life on their own. The interesting thing about humans, I won't read the whole thing about humans, but basically humans are now the minority in this world. They're now scattered, subsisting in small groups of scavenging what they could find from the parched land. Groups of robbers, bandits, and skirmishers wander the wilds, living a desperate nomadic lifestyle. Let's see, we could stay and confront the large group of shadows. Hard battle, epic food, or epic reward. With our warrior being low on health, that doesn't really make me very confident, but let's give it a shot. Worst thing that happens is we get killed. Let's definitely go ahead and do defensive stance right away. So after we perform a melee attack, we're going to gain that 2 additional armor. Probably going to play this a little bit more carefully and let them come to us and probably stay grouped up together. Here we go. There's our boosted armor. Magic Attack 5, increase the damage by 6 for each card the target has lost from its hand this turn. Let's finish this one off. Melee attack that deals damage equal to your current defense, so it would just deal 2. Let's give him the prepare card so he... Well, yeah, we're going to have at least one more turn, so... Alright, let's end with that. All of your attacks ignore defense. Ooh, that's nasty. Alright, there we go. They said that was going to be a hard battle. That wasn't too bad. Ooh, we got a Thyron Helm. Rethink, Fearsome Shout, and Surging Strike. Alright. Bunch of food, some money, chess piece, and a bone hammer. Okay, level up a hero. Okay, this is important. Let's go ahead and... We'll level up our warriors. So for this, we're either going to empower an existing card, Or we're going to grab a new card and replace an existing card. So let's see what we have here. Melee attack 6. Enemies cannot perform combo strikes on their next turn. Counter strike. Melee attack 4, then draw a card. Resilience. Defend 3 at the beginning of your turn. Bulwark. Defend 7. These two down here seem to be more aimed to making her a tank, whereas the ones up here are definitely damage dealing. Let's take Savage Blow and replace one of our basic swipes. And then let's go ahead and we'll upgrade our Elementalist here. Let's see, what does she have? Fire Shield. Whenever you are attacked by an adjacent enemy, inflict 2 burning on the attacker. We don't want her getting attacked a lot. I want to keep her in the back. After playing a card that deals 2 magic damage, or after playing a card that deals damage, deal 2 magic damage and inflict shocked. I'm assuming shocked might paralyze them. Whenever hit by a melee or range attack, deal 1 status damage to all friendlies within 2 spaces. Melee attack 1, gain 2 willpower. That is good. Let's get rid of one of her swipes. I don't plan to have her in melee. Alright, there we go. Let's continue onward. We're getting tired. We're getting tired. Maybe we should rest. Alright, we are fresh again. We have this enemy kind of skulking around up here. It might be best for us to initiate combat. The group of ratlings, bounty hunters it seems, realizes you are not the group they have been sent to capture. Their leader presses you for information about a group of human criminals, but does not press the issue when you claim ignorance. We can leave them, or we could just be super aggressive and attack. I'm gonna attack. Just to see some more combat. Ooh, I like how the map is different. Okay, let's see. We got 3 of them. They all have 6 health, so we're gonna have to split up a little bit. Let's move her up here. Maybe we could just make them all funnel this way. Whoops. Oh, we can... I did not know we had that kind of range. Hey, if we can do that, let's do it. Wow. No idea. Let's give her defensive stance. Ooh, they're archers as well, so they are not necessarily gonna come right at us, are they? Alright, let's change our plans a little bit here. Let's get rid of this. I'm gonna keep, if I keep this, I should be able to, well, I want her to gain some more armor if possible, actually. Let's do this. There we go, so she's got 4 armor now. Getting a little worried about our warrior, not gonna lie. Alright, we've got to get her into the game here. Whoops. Alright, that should be okay. Get her some armor back. I think we're good. She's gonna have to heal up after this before we do any more battles. Could have been a little bit smoother. We probably should have moved in right away. Let's level up our hunter. Line up, move 2, gain 1 willpower, and your next attack this turn deals +1. Bone Wolf can perform combo strikes in response to ranged attacks. Oh, this is a summon. Ooh, we don't have any summons. I haven't played with summons at all. I'm gonna take the summon. That's awesome. Can respond to ranged attacks and all combo strikes deal +1 damage. Alright, let's take a look at our equipment before we do anything else here. You can just attach this here to an extra slot. I think we'll give you this. It'll give you, at least give them the bonus armor and these other abilities. She can have the helmet. Just gonna raise her armor to 7. And maybe even the additional melee weapon here. Ooh, wait. Quality 1. Let's give her this instead. And we do need to give her the spell book. Alright. I think that is good for the time being. And I'm actually going to take a break here. And yeah, when we continue, we'll keep moving towards our objective. We will need to have a camp right up here probably, so that we can heal our warrior up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the game. Really interested to hear your thoughts. As always, thank you very much for joining me here today. I really appreciate the support. If you want to see more videos in the series, consider subscribing and dropping a like on this video. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. See you again soon. Bye now.